In 2012, Drake recorded a pretty catchy tune about how he started from the bottom and now he's, well, here. Little did he know, here would get even better after a few years. Here would mean a private plane with multiple bedrooms, televisions, dining rooms, and even lounges, all dripping in gold. Today, we're going to take a look at Drake's impressive, massive, and luxurious private jet. We'll discuss how he came into owning one of the world's largest private planes, what amenities are on board, and where exactly Drake has jetted off to in it. Back in 2019, Drake posted a video on his Instagram of him standing in a hangar with tears in his eyes. A massive plane behind him was unwrapped, revealing an impressive paint job. The emotion showed on his face, and he uttered a rather shaky, "I don't know what's wrong with me." It was in that moment of vulnerability, brought on by an achievement that's so unattainable for most, that the world was introduced to Drake's very own private jet, dubbed Air Drake. And though Air Drake is smaller than Air Force One, it's actually not that much smaller. The jet is a converted Boeing 767-24QER, a former cargo plane, and it measures in at 180 feet long, with a wingspan of 156 feet. For a bit of reference, that means it's 1.5 times the length of an average basketball court. The massive plane is estimated to be worth at least $185 million, with some estimates reaching as high as $220 million. Shockingly, Drake's net worth is $180 million, $5 million less than the most conservative estimate of the plane. So, how exactly did he afford to purchase it? Did he take out a massive loan? Did he perform a private live show for Boeing's CEO? Did he get it for a lower rate because he's, well, you know, Drake? Shockingly, Drake didn't pay a single penny for the plane, though I suppose he did pay in exposure. You see, though the plane is luxurious, it isn't brand spanking new. In fact, it's at least 24 years old, a bit of a 90s baby. Way back then, in the times of dial-up internet, Furbies, and Blockbuster, the Boeing 767-24QER was created at Boeing's Everett site. After its creation, it served as a freight jet for several airlines all over the world, including Mideast Jet and Elan Express. Then, it landed in the hands of Canadian airline Cargojet, and they had an idea to help market themselves. They put $80 to $100 million into customizing and updating the Cargojet, with the intention of giving it for free to fellow Canadian Drake. The deal meant that Drake would have to promote them on his Instagram, and while at first glance, it may seem like spending $80 to $100 million on something for a shout-out and some engagement isn't exactly a fair trade. But Drake happens to be the 33rd most followed person on Instagram, with 72.5 million followers, many of whom are celebrities with money to burn. And if those celebrities weren't familiar with the Cargojet then, they certainly are now. Because if there's one thing celebrities like doing more than spending their money, it's showing off the things that their money and fame has gotten them. Drake and his friends posted dozens of photos and videos of the jet. And boy, did those photos and videos really pique my interest. I mean, if I didn't already have 2 private jets of my own, I'd probably be on the phone with Cargojet right about now. Originally, the exterior of the plane was a sleek white, with Drake's OVO owl scrawled on the side in silver. Air Drake can also be read on the exterior, and the tail features a rather impressive illustration of hands clasped in prayer over an image of the globe, no doubt tying into Drake's religious beliefs, which are displayed in many of his songs. However, recently, Drake decided to switch things up. He got a new paint job created by Virgil Abloh, the artistic director of Louis Vuitton's menswear line and the CEO of Off-White. Oh yes, when you've achieved Drake's level of fame, you can have a head of Louis Vuitton design your private jet for you. The new design carries over several of the original motifs, including the OVO owl, Air Drake, and the globe, all colored white against a bright blue backdrop. White clouds cover the plane, reminiscent of the cover art of his album Nothing Was the Same. The left wing features Thalia, the comedy mask, though there's no word on whether that's balanced by the tragedy mask on the other side. My guess would be, hopefully not on an airplane. A true fan of tying the design of his plane to his art, the underneath of the plane reads in bold white font, "If you're reading this, we left." Left, a reference to his 2015 album. If you're reading this, it's too late. And the inside is even more impressive than the exterior. It's large enough to sit 200 people. However, Drake's customization means that there are only 30 seats in the house, which is still a fairly impressive number. Upon entering, you'll find a living space full of quality furniture and fixtures, all carefully curated to match the very welcoming and opulent color palette of gold, brown, mauve, and cream. At the front of the plane, there is a small hallway with compartments on the left. These compartments are crafted of glossy wood, which tuck away private spaces in a rather refined way. First, there is a bedroom. The bedroom features a king-sized bed full of plush pillows, a wall full of windows, and another wall full of mirrors. The bedroom also appears to have an in-suite bathroom. Sleeping in a king-sized bed in a room overflowing with gold features sounds a bit better than your average first-class seat, wouldn't you say? And if you move past the bedroom and continue down the hall, you'll find a private sitting area. While having confidential conversations is normally challenging on a plane, that's certainly not the case with Air Drake. Beyond the sliding door, there's a cozy but not at all small sitting area with a plush velvet mauve couch and 2 leather chairs. In the middle, there's a large coffee table, and the walls are lined with bookshelves, which would surely be a beautiful place for Drake to house all of those Grammys he's been winning. In the room, there's also a small screen, which appears to be a control console, no doubt able to control music, call for service, watch shows, or even get updates on the flight path. Personally, I think this room would be a lovely place for more casual meetings or discussions. However, if he had to have a more formal setting, there's a room aboard the plane for just that. Further in the back, there's a conference room with a full conference table and chairs, which would be perfect for any important meetings that need to take place at 30,000 feet. But let's be honest, work probably isn't at the forefront of Drake's mind when he's flying to the Caribbean on this bad boy. So, let's take a look at the room that is surely the most used, the main cabin area. The main cabin area is a massive room with dozens of sitting areas, dining areas, and entertainment areas. Upon entering, there is a full U-shaped couch with a table on the left-hand side. The couch alone is larger than those found in most people's homes, and it is just one of many. Behind the couch, there's a handful of 4-person tables where people can eat or work. On the opposite wall, there's yet another velvet couch, and further back, there's even more U-shaped couches and dining tables with leather seats. There's even a large television which appears to either drop down from the ceiling or descend into a stand to be out of the way when not in use. And while the space is huge, it looks even larger because of the sheer amount of mirrors. In the ceiling, there are recessed mirrored panels that are surrounded by gold LED lights, which makes you feel as though you're in a fancy hotel and not a plane. Many of the walls are also mirrored, which further adds to the open, expansive feel of the room. Beyond the main cabin area, there's a hallway with a bathroom that, yet again, looks like it belongs at a resort in Vegas rather than on an airplane high in the sky. There's a full sink, full-sized mirrors, and gold shelving, which really gives you a functional, luxurious place to get ready. Beyond that, there is a seating area that looks a bit more traditional, with rows of forward-facing leather seats. There's also confirmed to be at least one more bedroom on board the plane, though there could be more. The additional bedroom features a king-sized bed, a wardrobe, and a rather large television, perfect for tuning in to Degrassi in bed. So, there you have it, the incredible $185 million private jet of Drake. What do you think about it? Did Cargo Jet make a good choice in giving this present to Drake? And if you had your own private jet, how would you deck it out? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and maybe turn on post notifications. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Now if you don't mind me, I've got a flight to catch. Pip pip to doodly doo.